Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new episode of The Joe Show. And if you're wondering about the big grin, well, let's just say I took good care of my wife for Valentine's Day, spreading the love like I did to lost columns for so many area teams during my coaching career. And now that I've got my own show, I'm happy to remind you every chance that I get. Let's start the episode by showing some love to the best high school basketball performances from this past week, as I toss it over to Brian Skoronsky, who's got the highlights.
All right, thank you, Coach Balogh. Glad to hear that you took proper care of your wife. And I took your advice too, and I was able to provide a little secret and surprise for mine yesterday, and I was a hero on Valentine's Day. But who were some of the heroes on the court in local basketball last week? We're going to show you as we spin it right back in reverse on this week's Rewind. Let's start things off with some history at the Birdcage. With this Corri Vermilya bucket, she would become Loudonville's all-time leading scorer, and they led at 11-5 after one. But Jill Boughton and company would battle back. This bucket would give Fredericktown the lead. Loudonville, however, would get it back, and they would take a 29-22 cushion into the break. Fourth quarter, and Boughton looking to cut the deficit to one. She can't, but Maya Bryant can. This putback makes it a 2-point game, but Vermilya would take over from there. The junior would go over 1,600 points for her career in the game as she finished with 44 on the night, kind of right around her season average, as Loudonville holds off Fredericktown 70-60. Sending you over to Shelby now, where it was senior night for Audie Albert and Demi Hip. The Lady Whippets look to waste no time putting Ontario away as Eve Schwemley finds Trinity Baker off the inbounds. She knocks down the three. Lady Warriors struggle to find consistency offensively despite a solid night from Taylor Counts, who would get crafty in the lane for 2 points right there. But the senior Albert would connect with Charlie Neese in transition to help catapult the Lady Whippets to their 5th straight MOAC championship in a huge beatdown. 72-39, they win in the regular season finale as Coach Lance and company, they just keep rocking and rolling out there in Whippet Country. Carey also had a chance to clinch a share of the N10 championship at Upper, but the Rams and Holden Darris would lead early at home. The kid who always seems to be smiling from three-point range, N10 sharpshooter Carter Smiley, well, he was smiling again as he drops a trifecta bomb per usual. But so are the Rams, and this is Brock Montgomery giving Upper a second quarter lead as he knocks down a three. But as we fast forward to the fourth quarter now, it's Braden Young. He's going to come away with a theft and get the bucket plus the foul at the other end. Devils would go up by 12, and they would go on to win it by a final score of 42-34, with Smiley dropping 17. That's a game high in this one to secure the first ever N10 crown for Carey, and they will have a chance to win it outright in a huge matchup on Friday. More from the N10. Colonel Crawford was on the road in Sycamore to take on Mohawk, the only team still with a chance to get a piece of the pie with Carey in the league. And Boober Cleveland gets the inbound, kicks it out to Bryce Hannum. He knocks down the open three. Other end, Braxton Baker from the top of the key, drive, step through, and he's in for two, plus the foul is called. Cleveland, though, back at the other end with the shot fake. Out to the corner, finds Hunter Hayes. He shoots a three, and that's a big dagger right there. Bryce Hammond later on would go coast to coast straight to the basket for 2 more points after this Braxton Baker bucket for 2 at the other end, as Mohawk would go on to defeat Colonel Crawford 50-29. The Eagles barely scored in the first half of this game. Big defensive effort for the Warriors in this one, and they are just 1 game back of Carey heading into the regular season finale, where they've got to go to the Devil's Den for a chance to win their piece of the league. Defense would be the name of the game Saturday afternoon at the mountaintop, where Leah Kinley is going to hit the three, but it's only 5-2 Upper Sandusky after one quarter against Colonel Crawford. Second quarter and the Lady Rams starting to wake up thanks to Kinley's 11 points in the first half. There's another triple from her. Lady Eagles finally able to get their first field goal to fall thanks to Mallory Plesac off of the pick and roll here. But that was one of the few highlights for Colonel Crawford in this game, as it was all Upper Sandusky. They roll 34-12 to finish the regular season 16-6, the same record as the Eags. Senior night for the Lady Freddies and their sole senior Gracie Sipes, who took no minute for granted in her final home contest. Here she is on the fast break, finishing off the bucket initiated by the freshman Ella Boughton. Later on, it's Callie Carpenter playing through some pain. She finds Kit Bellman, open shot misses, but Boughton creates a second chance opportunity, and she would convert. Fast forward to the final quarter now, and here comes Licking Valley, trying to make a last-ditch effort to get back into the ball game. And with this upcoming basket, the Lady Freddies' lead was trimmed to just 7 points under 2 minutes left in the game. But Fredericktown never allowed another bucket after that, holding on for a 46-39 victory to end their regular season with 8 wins. They'll have to face the top seed Worthington Christian in the sectional tournament though, but they're playing pretty good basketball right now. Now to Upper for the nightcap, as the boys took on MOAC champion Shelby and Ethan Kessler, giving the Rams the lead 20-18 with that shot, and they actually had a 37-32 lead at the break. Move forward to the fourth now, Rams up 4, but Shelby makes a run. Casey Lance hitting the deep three, gonna cut the deficit down to just 1 point. Very next possession, Brady DeVito, he's gonna hit a triple of his own. Whippets would go up by 2. Final seconds now, Rams looking for the upset, but Kessler called for the double dribble. Shelby would hit its free throws and they escape from the mountaintop 69-65, extending their win streak to 5 at the time. Last night, Crestview looking for a season sweep of rival St. Paul, and they brought their Windex to clean the offensive glass all night. Jarek Ringler there with the stick back, but the Flyers hung around. Corey Frazee cans the triple, and we were all square at 14 each after the first quarter, but we fast forward now to the third and the Cougars starting to feast. Justice Thompson with one of his 5 3-pointers in the game, and he's got another one on the way here. You'll see in the moving pictures, because the kid finished with 27 points. He was awesome. So were a lot of other Cougars in this one. 4 finished in double-figure scoring, including Heath Cash, as they would go on to win big 82-54, setting a new program record for most wins in the regular season at 19. Cougars have completely rewrote the record books this season, and they will likely finish with 20 wins before the playoffs even start. Take you down to the Valley last night as well, as the Colts hosted Lucas in their regular season finale in front of a packed Colt Corral. And we're taking you straight to the game's crazy final minutes, because Andrew Smolin here is going to put the Cubs up by 3 under 2 minutes to go. Victor Skoog and the Colts, though, they snatched several stills like this one all night long, and the layup would cut the Clear Fork deficit to just a point. In the biggest moments, the biggest shots were knocked down. First up, Adam Van Osdol, whose triple put the Colts up 50-49, just 39 seconds left, but Smolin had the ice in his veins on this biggest moment of the night, knocking down the game-winning triple with just 15 ticks on the clock as the Cubs escape Clear Fork with a 52-50 victory. Finally, to the highly anticipated matchup last night between Shelby and Lexington, and Braden Fogel crossing over and takes to the air for 2 points right here. This freshman's been awesome all year. Casey Lance, though, has the answer at the other end, and boom, the one-handed jam would put Shelby up by 3 at the break. Second half, though, Minutemen take over. Hudson Moore draining the wide-open 3. Where's the defense on that one? Then Baden Forup will clean up the glass and score the hoop, plus the harm, as Lexington puts up 40 in the second half. They would go on to win it on the road 66-59. Both teams can clinch outright conference titles with victories coming up on Friday night. So those are all the moving pictures that you need to see from the last 7 days that were, but still plenty more coming up on the Joe Show, so stick around. We'll be right back after this quick commercial timeout. Boom.
Here on the Joe Show, we like to promote our area athletes, but also look forward to testing ourselves in the process. So our Travis Berardi headed over to Northmor practice to challenge sharpshooter Jax Wenger to a friendly game of P.I.G.
What's up, everybody? Travis KMAC-Trav Berardi here at Northmor High School. I'm gonna play a game of P.I.G with Northmor sophomore guard Jax Wenger, one of the high-scoring athletes here at Northmor High School. So, yeah, you're gonna beat me probably, aren't you?
Yes, probably.
Yes, probably. Just what goes into your shot first before we go into this?
I go back to the old beef. Balance, elbows, eyes, follow through, put them all together, you're good.
All right, well, let's see you do that. You get first shot.
All right.
I don't think he's gonna get a running start here either. I think he's gonna half court. No way. Oh. So Jax, your sophomore year, you got to play part of your freshman year, but
Yeah.
gotten better as the game's gone on. Just what's gone into your guys' success this year?
I mean, obviously, the junior class ahead of me, they've been playing together all the way up. They played freshman JV, and now they're all on varsity. So they all play well together, and then me in there this year, we're just a good group. We have good chemistry off the court. So it's just good team chemistry, and we play well together.
All right, I gotta make this or I gotta pee already.
Yeah.
Pee. So have you guys been playing through grade school as well? Or is this you met up JV?
This is last year, my freshman year was the first time that I had to play with that the junior class now. So yeah, that's the first year that I played with them was last year.
What have they taught you through the last year and a half of you playing varsity basketball? Because it seems like you guys gelled immediately once this season started.
I mean, yeah. Well, the biggest thing for me was the pace of the game. We like to play fast. They play fast, and I like to play fast too. So it's just a good mix.
Free throws.
Watch your foot.
Thank you. Oh, that's a miss. P.I.G. Who's your favorite basketball player, college or pro?
In the NBA, my favorite is Ja Morant.
Ja,
Yeah,
I like him.
It's fun to watch. You make layups?
I hope so. Do I make layups? Good grief, he's toying with me already.
Uh-oh. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Favorite college team?
Duke.
Good.
Yeah.
What do you think of the new coach?
Obviously he's not Coach K, but I mean.
Nobody's Coach K.
Yeah, it's hard to fill in for someone like that.
Oh, he's going for the dagger.
White line.
Oh! You know what? Let me try this.
Oh. Oh.
He's about to finish me right here. What'd I say? He's about to finish me right here.
Uh-oh.
Who do you try and copy your game off of, pro or college? P.I.G.
Well, I copy my favorite player, Ja Morant.
Yeah.
I mean, he's quick. I like to play fast, push the ball up the floor, so it's fun to watch. Use a lot from him.
All right, well, there you go. Told you I was going to get swept by him. Really good shooter, Jax. Appreciate the time. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
No surprise that Wenger demolished Travis in their challenge. And Berardi tasted the same result on Monday when he took on Loundonville's freshly crowned all-time leading scorer, Corri Vermilya, in a round of P.I.G. Go back and watch the OH Report video podcast from Monday to see it all go down. And check out my conversation with Corri now as we take a trip around the arena. Well, Corri, welcome to Around the Arena. I tried to do a little bit of research on you, and found out that last year on this date, you actually scored your 1,000th point as a sophomore, which is really a great accomplishment. You set the school individual scoring record with 59 points, I believe, this year against Mansfield Senior. And then just last week, you became the all-time leading scorer here at Loundonville. So I guess my first question to you is, being a junior, like, what have all these accomplishments kind of meant to you?
They do mean a lot to me, just because obviously being a junior, I've been in the gym a lot over the years with my team. So it means a lot to me that I get to do that, but especially being with them while I'm doing it, just since I'm working out with them so much. It means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to them, so yeah.
You know, I think all players, all great players, have people that have influenced them as they've grown up and kind of gotten you to the point you are now in your career. Who's kind of like been the biggest influence you've had so far in your playing career?
I feel like I say this a lot when people ask me, but probably my older sister Grace, just because I did get to play with her my freshman year. She's playing at the NAS now, so she's playing in college. And yeah, I mean, like, we spent so much time together at my house, and then just when we did get to play together on the court, obviously she was a great player, but she was a really good leader, which some of the things I'm still picking up from her, so definitely her, yeah.
That's interesting, because last week I talked to the Toms brothers at Lucas about playing together, and I don't think, sometimes you don't realize how special that is that you get to play with a sibling.
Definitely.
You know, Loudonville's a small community, but also a very special community, so what's it kind of meant, you know, kind of growing up here and being a part of this community and how they've kind of come and supported you?
It does mean so much to me, especially, so my dad went here, my family's from around the area. So we've always kind of been around here. It's always, like, I grew up here, I haven't ever moved anywhere. I have the same friends that I had from kindergarten, the same teachers that I've known all the way through. So it means a lot to me to be able to do something big for our community in any way that I can.
You know, obviously you've been a big part of the success of this Loudonville girls program since your freshman year. Now as a junior, how have you grown from that freshman year to your junior year? Like, specifically, like, what do you think you've gotten a lot better at?
My freshman year, I didn't really have to lead at all. Like, we had a ton of great leaders that year on my team that I got to play with. So definitely, I think I'm having to step up, and I'm still working on it vocally. But yeah, just leading, I would say, for the most part.
Well, of course, basketball's a big part of your life. What do you enjoy most about basketball?
I really do just like playing with my teammates that I get to play with. If I wasn't having fun with the people I was playing with, I don't think it would mean as much to me by any means.
So basketball's a lot, but what's your favorite thing to do when you're not playing basketball?
I like to hunt with my dad, which a lot of people wouldn't expect, but yeah, we deer hunt, and I would like to coon hunt and waterfowl sometime. I have not yet, but I do like deer hunting a lot.
So you've been able to sit like in a deer stand?
Oh yeah, I go. So during basketball season, it's harder now that I'm in high school, but I've gone since I was in 5th grade, I think. Killed a deer every year, thankfully, but we go out on the weekends. If my dad can get off work early, sometimes we go throughout the week, but that's always a special time when he can do that. So yeah, that's definitely my favorite thing.
Your favorite athlete?
Oh shoot. I always really liked Kevin Durant, and like as I was growing up, I loved J.R. Smith when I was little, but he doesn't play on the Cavs anymore. I liked Kevin Durant, and recently I really liked Luka Doncic a lot. So.
Yeah, he's kind of been a popular guy.
Yeah.
We went out to, if we took you out to eat or even at home, what's kind of your favorite food or favorite meal?
Gosh. That's a bad question to ask me. I will eat anything. My favorite food is probably pasta. If I could eat anything for the rest of my life, it would probably be that, but I seriously love anything, so.
So you've played a lot of basketball during a season, off season with AAU. Who's the toughest player that you've played against?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie about this. Caitlin Holmes from Akron Ellet last week has to be one of the best players I've played against. We played each other in 3-on-3 also over the summer, and she was amazing then, and she's amazing now. She's a really, really good player.
As we've already mentioned several times, you've had a great career so far. What's the best memory you've had so far in your basketball career?
Last year before our district semifinal game, this sounds kind of funny saying it out loud, but we had a rap battle beforehand, and we all made up like stupid lines, but it was on the bus on the way to the game, and so that was definitely one of my favorite things to do.
And our last question, is, we're going to talk to Coach Bates a little bit later, but if I ask Coach Bates to give one word that would describe Corri, what would that word be?
I'd have to say either weird or annoying.
All right. Thanks, Corri. Around the arena with the Corri Vermilya of the Loundonville Lady Redbirds.
Thanks.
Vermilya has proven she's one of the premier guards in the state of Ohio with some unbelievable numbers to back it up. See where she ranks this week on our list as I toss it over to Hayden Gray with our area stat leaders.
Well, hey, thanks, Coach Balogh, and welcome into the Area Stat Leader segment. I am Hayden Gray, your host, and we're going to take a look at our updated stats for this week around the area. We're going to name some girls' regular season stat leader champions and take a look at the updated boys list for just 1 week left in the regular season. This week, we'll start off with the girls, and we'll start off with rebounding as we always do. And we've got a lot of ties this week, so coming in at our fifth spot tied is Sydney Opfer out of East Knox and Shelby Grover, each with 9.4 rebounds respectively for Miss Grover and Miss Opfer. And then we have another set of ties at number 4, Emily Klopp, 10 rebounds per game out of Mohawk, and Haley Snyder, 10 a night as well out of River Valley. But there's no separation once we get to the top. At number 2, Kylia Jones, 12.2 boards per night for the Lady Tiger of Mansfield Senior. Her first appearance on this list, and she takes home number 2 for the year. But at number 1, your champion in rebounding for the regular season, Corri Vermilya out of Loudonville, 12.7 rebounds a night for her. Big things coming for her in the postseason. We'll move on to our scoring list. At number 5, Callie Carpenter finishes the season at 15 points a night for the Lady Freddies out of Fredericktown, battling an injury, but hopefully will stay healthy for the postseason. At number 4, Brooklyn Mosier, 17.3 points a night for the Lady Viking out of River Valley. At number 3, Alexis Ripple, just shy of 18 points a night for Mansfield Christian. At number 2, Shelby Grover, 22 points a night. What a career she's had at Lucas, and it's not quite done yet. We'll see what the Lady Cubs can do in the tournament. And your scoring champion, taking home her second crown of the regular season stat leaders, Corri Vermilya, just shy, half a point away from 30 points a night for the Loudonville Lady Redbirds, the new program leader in points over at Loudonville. Corri Vermilya getting it done. It will be a shame if she's at least not considered for the Player of the Year. And we will move on to our final category of assists. We've got a three-way tie for the bottom 3 spots. At numbers 5, 4, and 3 is Leah Kinley out of Upper Sandusky, Meredith Engler out of Winford, and Grace Walton out of Upper Sandusky, each with 3.5 assists per night. At number 2, Riley Conser finishes just shy of 4 assists per night for Buckeye Central. And your champion in a girls' regular season assists category this year, Demi Hip, at 4.6 assists per game out of Shelby. She never ever moved from that top spot all season long, so congratulations to all of our regular season champs on the girls' side of things. Now we'll switch over and take a look at our stat leaders for the boys with just a little bit of the regular season left to play. We'll start with rebounding. Tied for 5 is a pair of guys who just squared off last night in a phenomenal preview of a district semifinal. Alex Bruscotter and Baden Forup each finish with 9 rebounds per night out of Shelby and Lexington. At number 4, Jacob Maddie from Colonel Crawford gets over that 10-point mark at 10.3. Jeffrey Jones, 11.6 from Marion Harding. He's moved up progressively over the last few weeks, finishes at 3rd this week. And tied for the top spot is Carson Myers and Sam McMillan out of River Valley and Winford, each averaging 11.4 rebounds per night. Moving on to our scoring for this week. At number 5, Carson Myers, 21.4 a night for him out of River Valley. At number 4, Matt Bland staying on the list, 21.5 points a night, the sole KMAC representative on the list this week. At number 3, Alex Bruscotter, 22.1 points a night for the Whippet of Shelby, and was just named the Division II District 6 Player of the Year. At number 2, Jaden Jeffries, the Division I Co-Player of the Year in District 6, 23 points a night for him out of Madison. And at number 1, Max Dawson, 24.3 points a night for the Willard Flashes. Let's take a quick look at what Max has done. Kid's game is really crazy. Just a junior. The movement that he has, the shots that he creates, and the explosiveness that he plays with has Max Dawson in our top spot and our spotlighted player on the boys' side this week. And ending off the stat leader segment this week is the boys' assist leaders. At number 5, Grayson Reynolds out of Centerburg, 4.5 a night. At number 4, Alex Bruscotter, 4.9 assists per game. Coming in at number 3, Kanan Allen, 5 even assists per night out of Winford. And at number 2, Jax Wenger of Northmor. He was in that top spot for a while, 5.4 assists per night for him out of Northmor. And this week, Chase Ebert takes the top spot at 5.6 assists per game out of River Valley. So those are your boys' assist leaders, and that wraps up our area stat leader segment. But you're not going to want to go anywhere. Since we took a look at those assist leaders, you're going to want to see if any of the ones on the boys or the girls side made Coach B's top area passers list, which is coming up right after this short commercial break.
Welcome back to the Joe Show, where it's time to see the most gifted distributors on the boys' hardwood this season, as we dive into an all-new segment of Coach B's Ballers. At number 5 is Grayson Reynolds of the Centerburg Trojans. Grayson dishes out 4.5 assists per game for a Trojan team that finished second in the KMAC behind the Fredericktown Freddies. Centerburg begins tournament play next Tuesday versus Tree of Life. At number 4 is Alex Bruscotter of the Shelby Whippets. Alex averages 4.9 assists per game for the 18-3 Whippets and is at the top of almost every offensive category in the MOAC. The Whippets can earn an outright MOAC championship as they travel to Ontario this Friday. At number 3 is Kanan Allen of the Winford Royals. Kanan averages 5 assists per game for the Royals. Winford is currently 12-9 overall and 7-6 in the rugged Northern 10 Conference. The Royals open tournament play on Tuesday versus Genoa. At number 2 is Jax Wenger of the Northmor Golden Knights. Jax is averaging 5.4 assists per game for the 13-8 Knights. Northmor is the number 3 seed in the Division IV Central District and begin tournament play on February 25th at home versus Bern Union. And at number 1 is Chase Ebert of the River Valley Vikings. Chase leads the area with 5.6 assists per game for the 16-5 Vikings. The Vikings trail Shelby by 1 game in the MOAC and open tournament play at home as the number 2 seed in their district versus Columbus Linden McKinley. There's Coach B's Ballers for this week. We typically like to wrap up the show with some story time, but this week we're going to head out to the Cub Cave for a one-on-one conversation I enjoyed with 8th-year coach Taylor Iceman. We're here with Taylor Iceman, former player here at Lucas and now the head basketball coach. Your team's currently 15-4 and 10-0 in the Mid-Buckeye Conference, where you've won, I think, your 5th league title in a row. Yeah. I think the first year you came here was in 2015.
Sounds right.
I think, and you were 7-16, and then since then, as I did my research here a little bit, you have a record of 127-43, 5 straight sectional titles, and 2 district championships in the last 2 years. So you graduated from Lucas, came back as a head coach. How'd that happen?
I grew up here at the school. Even before I played, my dad was a coach. My mom worked in the office. So, you know, I always had that passion. It was just what I knew. I was always around it. Actually, when I graduated college, I got away from athletics. And so when I was away, you know, I just realized how much I missed it. And, you know, all the conversations that I have with these guys and tell them, you know, in a couple of years when you go work a crappy job or you're doing this, you're going to miss just coming to practice every day with your buddies and doing all that. So I just knew I wanted to get back into it and help kids and like I said, it was all I knew. So it was just, the right thing for me. And I'm fortunate my wife has a good job, and how great of money we make doing this. So it takes the right home life and everything, but it's been great. Like I said, we've had a lot of success. I've been really fortunate to come in at a good time. We've had good kids coming, but it's been a lot of fun, and I wouldn't want to do it anywhere else.
When I was a young coach, one of the things that a guy who worked for in college told me was develop a philosophy about how you wanted to play offensively and defensively. So, kind of what's your philosophy about how you would like to see your team play?
Yeah, when I first took over, we hadn't been very good for a while, and I'd come back to some games, and it was tough to watch because we weren't winning, but there just wasn't much effort there, and it didn't seem like the kids cared a whole lot. And being from here and everything, that kind of hurt me to see it like that. So when I first took over, we didn't have a ton of talent, but it was just my motto was attitude and effort. Doesn't matter what kind of talent you got, you can always show up and work hard. And I've learned that no matter what you get into in life, if you've got that motto, you're going to be successful in whatever it may be. So we really took that to heart, and it kind of took over. But then I knew I had some talent coming, so I knew if I could get that instilled in the kids, then you put a little talent with hard work and things like that we could be pretty successful. And it's stuck. And all the high school coaches usually preach and say all the same things, but having success and having the buy-in that I got from the kids just made everything that much easier. And it's kind of taking care of itself from that standpoint. It's from where we started to where we are now. But again, it's not obviously not just me. Our football program is so successful here, and Coach Spittler has done a great job. I was fortunate enough to coach with him early on, so I kind of got to see that side of it as well, and learn from a guy like him. But it's the motto of kind of Lucas. We got to work hard for everything we've got, and we've embraced it, and we've been really successful, and it's been a lot of fun again.
You mentioned Coach Spittler, and it sounds like he was was an influence as far as when you started coaching. And I know when I coached that I tried to learn, and there were a lot of different people that influenced me. Who would be some other people that might stick out as far as have influenced you as far as how you coach, coaching philosophy, coaching style?
Well, obviously, like I said, I was exposed to it early with my dad coaching. So I was around this atmosphere all the time. Usually my boys are here, but they're at home sick today. So just being exposed to, the relationship that a coach has with his kids, I had that real early on. But I played college sports as well. My defensive back coach there, I came from Lucas, and I just kind of showed up here, and I was one of the better athletes. Didn't have to put a whole lot of work into things. And I went to college, and it was a small Division III, but there's a lot more people there than there are at Lucas. And I thought I could just show up and kind of be the guy there as well, and got put in my place a few times. And I had to make a choice whether I was going to give up or work harder. And I tell these guys all the time, I had to make a decision. And I played Division III college football, nothing to get excited about, but I learned so many things. I stuck it out, and I became pretty successful at that. And I had to work hard, and it really opened my eyes to what I could do if I was pushed like that. And again, that's just another reason why I'm here doing what I'm doing. So like I said, my defensive back coach at Bluffton University, he played a big role in just like I said, developing relationships with players and things like that. And, one thing that stuck with me was in my senior banquet, he told us, one of the reasons he coaches is for the memories and the relationships, and that's always stuck with me. And like I said, now I feel like I've gone from kind of that young coach to now I'm one of the older guys. Yep. The turnover happens so quick, and it's those things are extremely true. I've been, like I said, fortunate to win a lot of games and do a lot of things, and I sit back and think about it a lot of times. It's gone really fast, but we've accomplished quite a bit.
And my last question is, as we mentioned earlier, you guys are 15-4. You won a league championship. You've had great success the past 3 to 4 seasons. This team, what do you like about this team?
This group, I've told a lot of people, we had extremely high expectations this year, and we lost 2 guys, Tylen Hart and Andrew Finello, 2 seniors that would have been 3-year starters for me. And we didn't know really what to expect coming into the season. Because like I said, we prepared all summer, with those guys. So we had to add some new guys into the mix. Some guys have bigger roles than they thought they were going to have. But I really feel like we're peaking at the right time. Those guys are figuring things out now. This is the time of year when you want to be playing well. And like I said, I think we're figuring it all out. Everybody's kind of settling into their roles, and we're really playing well at the right time. It's been a good season, but I think we're just kind of getting started. I look forward to the tournament and making a run there.
Yep, you guys are the number 2 seed in that Willard district. And I think I asked you this before, but you decided to play because you wanted to kind of get into it. So we here at the OH Report appreciate your time and wish you guys the best of luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep.